for those people who
Hi.
also have on your Facebook.
Yeah, I moved from YouTube back over to Facebook for now. I did it for about 6 or 7 minutes, and I couldn't get any feedback about what people were seeing, not seeing. So I came back over here to have my little wine time with you. So let me know if you're here. I'm going to invite some of my friends in and see if anybody's out there to chime in. Let me know how you're doing this weekend. I'm going to have a little chat here with some of my people and get it going. All right, so people are popping in. Hey, how you doing? Hi, Holly. Okay, so did anybody go over to the YouTube channel? How was that working? Hi, Wendy. I loved your column that you did. That was amazing. Thank you for doing that. We need more of those. All right, so see, over here it just works out so well. People just pop in. Facebook, dang it. They got a corner on the market on this going live thing. So it's wine time again. My one glass of wine. Mark's got a beer. He might pop in over here. So, hi, Jimmy. So funny to call you Jimmy. Hey, Lisa. I did try. Oh, you didn't try YouTube? Okay. Yeah, well, we'll have to play with that because I would like to be able to post these every couple of weeks with a topic that I could have on my YouTube channel. So maybe we could set it up so we could all meet there for maybe a 10-minute talk just so that you could give me some feedback. Would you be willing to do that? Hello, Brian. So I wanted to chat a little bit tonight. I did my radio show yesterday. Hi, Glenn. I did my radio show on oh, okay. That's so not, yeah. If you haven't, I don't know if you like my, if you follow my YouTube channel, I wonder if that works where you get notification. If you go to, let me post the link here. So you guys can go to it and make sure you like it so that next time I go on, you'll get a notification because I really would like to move it over there. So Rick, you did the radio for 18 years, huh? I'm going into my 9th year. Long time. I don't think that many people have that kind of longevity. So I want to talk about how to ask for what you want. Does anybody have any tricks of the trade, how to get what you want in life, how to make your life your own design? Oh, you're from Argentina. Awesome. Buenos Aires, beautiful. I'll get there one of these days. I'm moving more toward Europe, so lots of fun, exciting adventures on my horizons. So when we talk about getting what you want in life, hi Howard. Hey Portia, how are you? Hey Debbie. So I posted my YouTube channel for you, so you could go in there and check it out. So keys to getting what you want in life. Let's chat about that. What would you like to know? Are you all getting exactly the life you so desire? There was a thumbs up. Yeah, lots of people having the lives they so desire. Excellent. Hi, Joe. How you doing? Rick, you're not having the life you so desire? Pretty much. I'm doing great, Debbie. Thank you. So what's your secret? You know, I think sometimes we we talk to people who aren't getting the life that they want, and we wonder, what are they doing? We always go, what are they doing wrong? What are they doing? I like to talk to people who have the life that they desire and find out what they did and how they perceive that. How is it that you have the life you so desire? Is it an attitude? Is it a reality? What is it? Hi, Curtis. What's the secret? Hi, Tina. So, Tina, I tried YouTube, but I failed again. So we'll have to keep trying that one. We'll have to set up a party over there so I have time to play with it. Tina, Mark's here tonight, so if you have a question for him, let me know. He loves to be on air. Loves to be in the spotlight. So Callie says, state what you want and don't let anyone stop you from getting it. Sometimes you got to put people on hold. That's interesting. Yeah. Oh, well, I was on YouTube, Tina. Did you see? Were you able to watch it over there? So, Eugene, your job is to love people and then to be allowed to be loved. That's a nice job. And don't let other people's nightmares invade your dreams. Oh, that's good. Is that like I should be on a t-shirt or a pillow or something. That's a good one. I think a lot of times people do let other people's emotions affect them. In my world, we call that fusion. Yours disconnected when you tried? Oh, sorry, Tina. We'll keep working on it. Thank you for your patience. Okay, so Jimmy has a story. When you were 10 years old, you asked your mom for a corduroy jacket and matching pants. She said no. So you walked away mad and went to the record store. You found a record she wanted, and purely for no other reason or ulterior motive, you bought it for her. When you went back from the store and you gave it to her, when you got home from school the next day, the suit you wanted was on your bed. I thought it taught me when you do things from the heart, it really comes full circle. That's beautiful. I think that's true. Well, I didn't really leave Facebook, Ronnie. I was just trying to do one of my lives on my YouTube channel, The Sex Host Doctor. It's now Dr. Nancy Sutton Pierce, the sex host. I'm just trying to diversify a little bit, not to be so dependent on Facebook. As we know, sometimes they screw us. All right, so we've got more people popping in. Thank you for the story, Jimmy. That was great. No, you haven't missed anything good yet, Tina. So it's Sunday night. I'm leaving for New York on Tuesday. I'll be in New York for 5 days. So here's what I do. Here's what I've decided to do. When I was blessed with my grandchildren, which I have 4, I thought, because I was a young grandmother, I thought, well, since I missed out on time with my grandparents, I wanted to make sure that I had plenty of time with my grandchildren. And so I told my granddaughters when they turned 12, I would take them anywhere they wanted to go. And their parents, those people, their people, they told them they had to be rules. So we had to stay within the contiguous United States. All right, fine. So my first granddaughter turned 12 a couple of years ago, and she's now 15. And we went to Los Angeles, did the whole LA scene, Hollywood, Beverly Hills, went to a taping of American Idol, all that stuff. And my second granddaughter was 12 last year. She turns 13 next month. So we're just in the nick of time. She wanted to go to New York. So she and I are going to New York for 5 days to Manhattan. And we're going to do the whole Broadway thing. She's totally into acting, singing, dancing, all that stuff. So I get to have a one-on-one trip with my 12, almost 13-year-old granddaughter, which I am absolutely over the moon about. Hi, Ken. So when I've always been a believer that when you really want something, you want to do something with your life, you want to make a change, you want to grab a hold of that ring out there, you have to make it happen. You can't wait for it to come to you. So I've always been a believer, and Eugene's just saying that. You manifest what you want. Exactly. Yep. You have to, hi Sharon, how are you? Yep, you have to make happen. And on my radio show yesterday, I talked about that, about setting your sights, on setting your goals, deciding what it is you want. Now, happiness, we can't delay happiness. And I know a lot of people that put their happiness out there somewhere. And they say, well, when I get a house, when I get a job, when I have so much money, when I get married, when I get love, when I get blah, 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 then I'll be happy. And thank you, Wendy. So if we keep putting it out there as when I get something or other, I'll be happy, chances are we'll never be happy, because as soon as we acquire that thing, then we're on to the next thing to be happy. So my belief is that happiness has to be right now. And I think a lot has to do with how we talk to ourselves. Anybody agree that hi Diana, oh my gosh, it's been so long since I've seen you. It'd be wonderful to see you again. I'll be in Jamaica 3 times between Christmas, or between New Year's and June. So there's got to be some time in there that we could get together. So let's see. Happiness is a byproduct of loving and being loved. And that starts with loving and being loved by yourself, of yourself. Yeah? Because there are people in the world that can be perfectly happy and not feel like anybody else really loves them. They love themselves. They love their life. They love what they do. They feel like they have a purpose. That's a big one. So protect each other from the right things done in a wrong way. Lisa, I would like to have you elaborate on that. That's an interesting. Hi, Greg. So mantra has a lot to do, that's our thinking, that little record that's going on over and over and over in our minds, that says, I am XYZ. I am happy. I am going to be happy. When I ask people to create their mantra, which I do every time I teach a yoga class, and I'll say you pause, take a breath, and you complete the sentence. My deepest heartfelt longing is, and then you let whatever comes up from the heart. So it usually feels like it's coming up, and it's words, and it's maybe one word or a sentence, but it's generally, sometimes it surprises you what it is. You can't second guess it. And then you have to try it on. So it's like somebody's just presenting you with a gift, and you're going to try it on for size. So you try it on, and you say, I am, and then whatever your heart's desire was. So maybe your heart's desire, maybe today your heart said, I just want to be content. I want to be content. I'm tired of being stressed. I want to be content. So you would say, I am content. You say it a whole bunch of times. And then notice if you feel it anywhere in your body, if you have a reaction to it. Now, oftentimes when I do this, whatever my mantra is, when I say it over and over with conviction, usually tears come to my eyes. And that's how you know that it's really your heart speaking. If there's no visceral physical response to what you're saying, generally that means that you just plucked it out of your head somewhere because you thought that would be the right one to say. You thought that would be the best one to say. Your thinking mind went into that place of, okay, I need to pick the right one, instead of you listening to your heart. Richard's saying your tomorrow is determined by what you say today. I think your 5 minutes from now is determined by what you're saying right now. So, and it's really fun to watch people shift just on a dime. So Rick says, Must overcome the fear of failure to reach for the stars. You can't step up the ladder without missing a few steps. Exactly. When you look at the life of people that are the most, what we would call successful, they have a whole string of what people would call failures, and that just means that people have tried something. They've made, and how many times have you tried something, it hasn't worked out, but you've learned something really valuable from that? For me, it's everyone. Okay, Elisa's got her. All right, so most of us do. Oh, Lisa, you wrote a book. Okay, a lot of harmful things that people were supposed to love. Ah, that's true. Okay, I'm going to have to read this later, but I want to get back to you on it because it looks like there's a lot of good stuff in there. Follow others, but be yourself. So, Rick, how do you mean that? Follow others, like learn from. You can't learn from other people's mistakes, that's for sure. Otherwise, our children would all be perfect, right? Yeah, you got to keep trying new things. Sometimes you try until you get it right, or you always learn something. I mean, I always look. I did a video for a group of women in Singapore, and the title was "The Pearl in the Trauma." And so every time we have some kind of traumatic event or stressful or hard event, is as difficult as it is to go through, there's always something that benefits us out of that. And if we can learn to quickly do the autopsy and dissect and extract that pearl and let go of the rest of the carcass, in nurse terms, then we don't get stuck in the details of the trauma. We actually grow quickly from what the pearl offered us. I haven't met a person yet that didn't have trauma in their life, so I have had to learn that that's just a necessary part of this journey that we're on called being human. And it's hard being a mom and a grandmom, and you don't want. Hi, Adele. I was just talking about the video I did for the beautiful women in Singapore. Hi, Eric. Long time no see. So we have, we have these things happen, but as a mom and a grandma, the worst thing, the hardest thing for us to go through is to have our kids suffering, our kids hurting. We want it to stop. And part of the reason we want it to stop is because, and this is going to be hard on some moms out there, because it hurts so bad to us. It's so hard for us to handle that we want it to stop. Oh, you are? Hi. You're just copying the link and sharing it in the group. Excellent. The video has been hard for me to rewatch without crying. It's really, what is that about when you can make yourself cry? Thank you, Eric. Appreciate your appearance. You need to come to my June event in Jamaica. You would have a blast. So holding grudges, Jimmy, you're talking about. Well, how does it serve you? I think what we have to ask ourselves when something happens and we're holding on to it and it's been a long ago, is we have to ask, how is it still serving us? And I don't think we hold on to anything that isn't still serving us in some way. And so it's rather than focus on trying to let it go, focus on trying to understand why you're still holding on to it and how you think that's making your life better. A lot of us, me included, sometimes you hold on to your anger because it helps you not feel so sad. Sometimes you hold on to that whole event because you feel like it's some kind of protective coat of armor that's going to protect you from the next person that might want to take advantage of you. Again, we can find the pearl without having to hold on to the suffering. Because the suffering, now that's just, it's all right, Kristen, great to see you. The suffering just makes us feel bad, right? It's not hurting, it's not doing a dang thing to that other person. They don't even know we're suffering. It's, you know, it's who becomes the abuser, who becomes the one that's taking advantage of us. And that's after the event is over and that person's long gone, then it becomes us doing that to ourselves. That's the part that we have to face. So it made you more aware of protecting. Well, that's great, Jimmy. Yeah, exactly. Because in the world of, you know, Hollywood and writing, any artistic endeavor, you do have to protect your work, because people love to find a good idea, right? So tonight I'm talking about getting what you want in life, Kristen, and how to get what you want. So Mark, do you want to come and introduce yourself? You guys want to meet my husband? If you say no, I'm going to still introduce you. So, do you want to sit in my lap?
No, this is good.
So this is my king, Mark. These are my friends.
Hello. Kind of interesting. So, getting what we want.
Yeah.
But I thought you were a sexologist. We're not talking about sex.
Oh, it could be.
Could talk about sex.
Mm-hmm. You want to talk about sex,
Obviously.
baby?
Well, I think that's a common.
So they're
problem.
all saying hi, Mark.
Hey.
You think that's a common problem?
Well,
Sex is a problem.
It
Only if you're not getting any.
It certainly requires communication.
Yes, it does.
And as you've been saying, you have to learn how to ask for what you want.
Yeah.
But instead of now asking yourself, you're asking someone else.
That's more challenging, isn't it?
A little trickier. Yeah.
And I think the thing that's more challenging is being able to hear what somebody else wants if it's not what you're doing. I think. Do you think men have more problem with that than women?
Well, I think sometimes what men think they're saying isn't what women are hearing.
That's. I would say that's true. a lot.
That was your favorite movie, Beer Goggles.
Yeah. Yeah. What was it? Beer Fest.
Beer Fest.
Have you guys seen that movie, Beer Fest? Oh my God.
Yeah.
There's a couple. The whole movie's really crap, but there's a couple of scenes in that movie that are freaking hilarious. So, all right. So we have to talk about sex. How do you ask for what you want in sex? You just point.
Well, we make our dates.
How does that work?
I mean, we make it easy. We try to have time that we set aside for dates.
Yeah. Dates work.
And we have a couch with no barrier in between. That works. I don't know.
Okay. So they're saying...
I'm supposed to reveal all my secrets?
No. So 50-50 on both sexes. It's hard for either to say what they really want and feel. And I think that comes down to just feeling safe and feeling like you're not going to be judged, right, Kristen? So Jimmy says he used to feel pushy when he asked for what he wanted.
Well, I'm not shy about it. After I give you what you want, I say, hey, next time.
Yeah, now it's my turn.
Next time it's my turn. But actually, we tease about that, but that does set up kind of a rhythm of, okay, let's not wait a year or even a month. Let's set some time aside after I've had time to recover, and we'll go at it again.
So William says many women want to tell you what they want. And I was going to add to that, William, that many women want to tell you what you want too. Compromise.
Sometimes they're the same thing.
Hi, Janice. How are you? Gosh, it's been a long time since I've seen you.
But sometimes they're the same thing.
Yeah, we do, Tina. So Tina's asking if we take turns saying what we want on sex. Yeah. Absolutely.
We actually do. Yeah.
Yeah. And then sometimes, really, because, okay, here's a reveal. I'm not a big fan of like 69. And the reason is because you're too distracted to know what you're doing. And if you're concentrating on what you're doing, you're not concentrating on what you're receiving. And it's just too much going on. So There you have it.
Did someone ask about that? No.
We just wanted to know if we took turns.
No.
So
Not simultaneously.
So William says that if you know how to listen, her body will tell you what she likes. Not always, William, because I've met women from all over the world who have been taught culturally to not move, not express. You can't know what's going on. You got to get them talking to you. That's really critical. So not every man listens, William. That's right, Kristen. That's for sure. Thank you, Eugene.
What you're saying is the absence of movement is no information, but
if she's moving and grooving,
that's
and making sounds.
He's back on that side, then yeah.
As
somebody's got balloons.
So Tina says, "Do I want to know what that move that is?" You're blushing. He always makes me blush, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Always. I don't know how you do it. Yeah. So taking turns, that's important, but also being able to receive your partner's wishes. And that's where I think, that's where we have to really learn how to be tender with, hi, Mike. We have to be tender with how we state what we want, because I know a lot of women in the world can be a little bit rough when they ask for what they want, because they put it in the form of a complaint. Hey, don't do that. I don't like that. Stop doing that. Ow, don't, and that's really jolting to your partner. That will make a lot of things go away. We don't want that to happen. So so we have to be more about, it feels really good when, I really love it when you, and give them cues that way.
Well, there's going to be different circumstances.
Yeah.
I mean, when you ask for what you want, you might be thinking, I took some notes, and 3 weeks ago, Saturday night, that was really good. Let's do that again.
Yeah. So
there are no surprises. I'm just teasing about the notes, but sometimes we do repeat because it was fun, and then there's less uncertainty and there's less surprises.
Right.
But if we decide to go off onto an adventure, then you do have to make sure that you're talking so that things go well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Tina says, so are you and Mark rough sometimes or passionate? I'm not sure if I should be asking that.
I'll defer to you, dear.
I'll just let you wonder. I'm not terribly keen on revealing a lot of personal things about Mark and I. I'll tease you with things, and when we're together, we can share some things, but really what our personal life is really sacred, and I would hope that yours would be too. And you can ask me any general question, but anything specific, I know Kristen's saying I'm red.
Well, I think it's safe to say that we try to keep our sexual energy high, so that does involve a lot of creativity. So we try to be creative, and when you move off into the creative realm, it can get a little bit interesting. Sometimes you're on the right track. Sometimes you have to change and modify and go a little different direction.
Well, it's okay to try things once. If you don't like it, you don't have to do it again. But you won't know if you don't like it. Yeah, it's the wine, Richard. That's right. You won't know.
So the person asked about if we're passionate or
what'd she say? Rough.
Rough. Well, since we are creative, you might read into that a little bit. Huh?
All right.
You never did open that envelope open.
No.
I bought her something and to be creative with, and she still hasn't opened it yet. I'm not sure who wants to wear it, me or you. We try to keep spice in our life. I think that's really critical, but I think that that keeps you looking forward to it. And when you're looking forward to it, you make the date. And when you make the date, it seems to happen a little bit more often. Yeah. See, I wanted to talk about sex. How am I doing?
You always do. So a lot of Richard said my face said a lot. I know. I cannot play poker. Honest to God, I cannot. I never can play poker. Yeah. I truly am too much of an open book. It's the wine, Tina. Totally the wine.
I'm in a wine flush. Huh?
So Eric says that Mark, that you're his freaking idol.
Oh. Well, thank you.
Well, here's the thing. A lot of people think between the two of us, I'm the wild one. Not comparatively. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Just so you know.
Well, one of these days you'll open up a few of your presents. She doesn't open up these things. She gets kind of nervous. But I like the nervousness too. Just having that in her little safe place, wondering what it is and what it might be, that's a good thing.
He loves to make me nervous. Hey, Andrew, are you at Hito, you brat? We won't be there till February.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's good. I mean,
how's the weather? Go ahead.
No, that's right.
What's good? What's good? I want to tell you. I want to hear what's good.
Oh, just to be a little preoccupied. That's when I seem to be the happiest.
Yeah.
I mean, it keeps me working through the day. It keeps me happy.
Mm-hmm. So Richard says, get a room.
Get a room. We're home.
Rick says, Nan, step out of your comfort zone. Open your presents.
Yeah, maybe you should open one on air.
No, well, maybe.
I'll put a little star on the ones that it's okay to open on air.
He loves pushing my boundaries, as you can see. Yeah.
Well, she's kind of like a wind-up doll.
What the hell does that mean?
Well, 25 years ago, I put a camera in front of you and watched you stutter, sweat, and smile. And
how many years ago?
It was 25, 30, 35. I don't know.
Who's counting?
Yeah. But anyway, you were pretty camera shy, but now here you are.
I know.
Doing these live broadcasts. So that's kind of like I wind you up and off you go.
So here's something about me that you may not know, that I really am shy. Really? I am, and he likes to push my shyness. When we first met, he asked me what were some of my goals, and when we started working together, and I said I'm scared to death of being in front of a camera or talking to people, and so he said, all right. And so about 4 weeks later, I was scheduled to do my first public lecture, which I did in the dark with a slideshow.
Well, I thought the KCNR news thing was the best.
That was horrible.
Because the lens that they put in front of you
was so phallic. It's like this massive camera this person comes in with, and they asked me a question, and I just stared at the camera and got completely frozen and went, oh, shit. Yeah, and now here I am doing a nearly nude yoga.
I was going to say, now you're on camera, you don't have any trouble at all.
I don't. I mean, well, because I can't see the people.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see their names, but I can't
over
see them.
2 million views on that one thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, nice.
Yeah, that kind of creeps me out a little. But see, what we have to know, when I'm doing that filming, when I'm doing that practice, and Mark is my videographer, my editor, my director. So it's just he and I on the beach, private beach, by ourselves. And when I go onto my yoga mat, I am totally in my zone. I just go into my inner sanctuary and do my practice, and he captures it. So I don't really feel like an exhibitionist in that way, because I'm I'm not doing that on a stage. Now I put it out there because I do have daughters and granddaughters, and I want women younger than myself to know that you don't have to be embarrassed about maturing. You don't have to feel like you're done because you're older. And my granddaughter, my oldest one, asked me not too long ago, she Googled me, which was a fascinating moment. And if you've never Googled my name, you don't have to, but there's a lot of crap that comes up. Good stuff, but
forget the text. Just go right to the images.
Just to the images. But these are all, he took them. So we have all these pictures, and my granddaughter said, Nana, why do you post? You have really sexy pictures. Why do you post those? And my answer to her was, because I want you to know, and young women like you to know, that sexy doesn't have an expiration date. Hence the name of one of my favorite talks I do. Sexy doesn't have an expiration
we should
date.
Do that on one of these nights. That'd be another good topic.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would be good.
So how do you like it when we sit down on the couch and I ask you questions?
I like it.
So guys or girls, you can make out a list of questions, sit your partner down, and fire away. You'll never believe what you might hear.
Yeah.
But before you do that, you've got to create your environment, right?
Your bubble, safe bubble.
Have you talked to them about that?
I don't think so. Have I talked to you about that? Whenever you're going to have one of these conversations, and this is a great thing to do before you start asking what your partner wants or asking for what you want, is to sit down face to face and take a moment and just breathe. And then you kind of create this little safety bubble. You just like a little imaginary bubble around you, where you set your intention of making it safe and honoring each other, holding that space sacred. And so that no matter what each of you says in that space, that you are going to hold it sacred, that nothing will be used against you. It's never going to be thrown back in your face. It's just going to be a protected zone for you. And when you do that, you feel a sense of safety and freedom to express yourself honestly.
Nancy wrote an article on how we
Mike says you
Thank you. An article on that, and I think it's on one of your sites called Dance, Don't Dance.
Mm-hmm.
And that was really one of our pivotal moments in terms of communication. So before I sit her down on the couch and I have my list, and I usually turn on a little recorder, because even though Nancy's become quite comfortable talking in front of people and doing these videos, knowing that it's recorded makes her just a little bit edgy, and that's how I like her to feel. And then I ask revealing questions, and I mean, it just, I'll have to make a list. You can post it, but it just things that you're curious about. It doesn't have to be certainly not crass or harsh. Just gentle questions that probe, that might discover something else about your partner you didn't know.
Well, Mark, I'm a word whore. So I love words, and I love to play with words. I love to explore words. I love to make up words. I do that a lot. And so one of the things that Mark will do is sit on the couch and just ask me. So Rick wants to know, who was your teacher?
Who was my teacher?
Uh-huh.
Well, that's a good question. I think, we've learned a tremendous amount from each other. And, you introduced me to yoga, which I think allowed me to organize my mind the way I think. Mm. And Mukunda, I really still believe that he was a life coach or life teacher for me. Mm-hmm. And that's probably it. I mean, all my experiences, but and then. So
Michael wants an example. So one of the words, Mark, we have actually recorded, and I think I put them up on one of my YouTube channels, my website. I'm not sure, I'll find them. Little snippets about where he would just say, so tell me about the word integrity, or tell me about the word you know, I don't know, life force or love, or just take a word and just have me start talking about it. And those little snippets have been powerful for me to just organize my thinking and my belief model too.
And so sometimes I'll just delve into her day. I'll you know, kind of try to get a feeling for what she's been up to during the day, and then that'll lead into more questions too.
Mm-hmm.
And especially if you've been daydreaming or thinking about your day, or perhaps you had some private time and a little fantasy. I like to delve into her fantasy. So, you know, I might ask her about her last fantasy. That would certainly give me clues as to what she's thinking about and what she's interested in and what you're maybe curious about.
Yeah, it is fun to know what each other's curious about. So when we come back to our topic tonight of asking for what you want, just being curious about what your partner wants, maybe asking them before they tell you. There's some great techniques that I teach with erotic touch that help you know how to move around your partner's body with different tactile techniques to ask, do you prefer this or this? And that way you're always giving your partner choices of what they like that night. Because some people do like it a little rougher. Some people do like it softer. And that can vary day to day. So it's nice to kind of play with that before you get into a scene of sorts, to know kind of where each other is at that moment. You know, because sometimes you're not on the same page. She might be wanting just to be tossed up against the wall and choked, and he might be wanting to really feel loving and tender. So you kind of have to check out where each other is and then find a way for both of you to have what you want.
I do take some time to create some situations and
situations.
Yeah, and it plays a little bit to what we think that women like. And so on one occasion, I set up a chair and the lighting and got everything correct. And Nancy knows that I like to take pictures, so I just asked for a fashion show. And so she got to just go through her closet and just tear it apart. And if you're at Hedo, it's a good thing to do, because we know we bring 10 times as many clothes as you need at a clothing optional resort. But and they're sexy clothes, so it made her feel it was fun to see how she felt in her clothes and how the clothes was making her feel. And just like recording her voice when she's talking about words, taking the picture made her just a little bit more self-conscious, which created a little mystique, which created a great evening. So that's so that type of thing, you know. So it takes some time to get a little creative.
We're not doing any special costumes this year for Halloween. I'm going to be flying to New York Halloween night, so Halloween's kind of out for us this year. But we do our Halloween thing a little bit when we go on our trips. Well, I'm going to be teaching on the Bliss Cruise. Somebody just said they were going to be missing the Bliss Cruise. So Rick, you're going to miss the Bliss Cruise. So I'm going to be teaching on the Bliss Cruise coming up November 25th through December 2nd. So that's going to be really fun out of Miami. And then I'll be in Jamaica for Valentine's week at Hedonism. So if you're in the area, make sure you come take my intimacy and sex magic retreat that Mark and I are teaching. And then I will be, do certain clothes to note what activities will be desired. I mean, maybe. I mean, they can. I think for me, I always dress based on my mood and what makes me feel good and comfortable in my skin. So That can give some clues, perhaps.
Oh, I think so. You're on the right track. That's what's fun, is that sometimes you're a little distracted. You're with the camera and you're dressing and you're trying things on. It definitely reveals your mood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
if you start bringing out leathers and, that's one thing. And
I got a hot outfit. When we were on our last cruise, I don't think we have any pictures of that, do we?
Not yet. We're
Not
just
yet?
right here.
Yeah. Hot outfit. It's a purple leather and chain bikini. Fun.
Functional.
So Mike says, "Don't let me run out of wine. I'm on a run. I'm on a roll." So the other thing, if you want to go on a cruise with us in the spring, there's a really cool cruise that we're doing from Barcelona to Rome. So if you go to my website, I just posted the link to all the events I'm going to be teaching. I haven't put the new one out yet. I'm waiting for the prices. But I'm going to be, along with my dear friend Dragonfly and her husband E, and hopefully Mark will be there. We're going to be teaching the Biology of Passion Week retreat at Hedonism at the last week of March. So how's that for a name? Biology of Passion.
Makes me feel kind of helpless. It's a time when I can give in to the urges.
Yeah, I hope so. So we're gonna be doing a whole retreat for couples and singles that week, the last week of March. The Valentine's week is couples only, and in April the cruise is couples only. But March is for singles and couples, and June my event is mostly for singles. So I hope to see some of you there. Does anybody have any other questions? Thanks, Rick. Thanks for popping in and participating. Appreciate your time. All right, so I'll be back on in 2 weeks. Friday night, I think it's the 10th. Is that right? No. Let me look at my calendar. So it would be, yes, Friday the 10th. I'll be back on, and I'll try to do a little preview on YouTube before that. Maybe I can gather a few of you to join me. So come back Friday night, November 10th, 5 p.m.
I was going to bring you more wine, but that bottle was empty. What have you been up to today?
That's taken us to several shows.
You're stuttering.
I know. Friday night at 5 p.m.
Can you type and talk at the same time?
No. I screwed it up.
That's why 69 is just not great for you.
Back on. Look at, I lined me. I screwed it up. You were distracting me. Stop it.
I just wanted to see that you couldn't multitask. Women claim to be able to multitask.
Thanks, Eric.
Get in the right situation and see if they multitask.
Tina, I don't think I'll be doing any lives from New York. No. Live from New York. No, I don't think so. Because I'll be with my granddaughter. That won't be weird. That'd be weird. So I'll just, it's 6:12 for me too right now, Kristen. Now you're in Hawaii. So do you guys do the daylight savings time stupid thing? Because our clocks go back an hour next weekend.
So how do you tell how many people are watching?
Right now, this many, but it's been a lot more. Mm-hmm. So they know we're fading out, so they're fading out.
Yeah. Okay.
So, all right. Well, thank you guys for participating. Much love to all of you. Remember, every day you wake up, you get to be a warning or an example. And so I hope you decide to be an example, because from what I know of each one of you, you're all amazing human beings. And I'm grateful to have you in my life. Thanks for participating.
It's fun. You're an example.
Much love. Namaste.